e4? Then what? Well, I don't know why you're asking me, I'm terrible at chess. But the most common response is e5. I'd suggest playing knight c3, the Vienna. What if they go here? Ah, the Vienna game. I suggest bishop c4, d3 and f4. If they take, recapture with the bishop. What if they go here? Yes, the Zhuravlev Countergambit. Here I'd suggest you fianchetto on the king side, play knight g to e2 for d4. Should they take knight c3, take with the d-pawn, develop quickly and look to castle queenside using the open d-file. What if they go here? Yes, the Anderssen defense. I'd throw in the second knight. If they defend with d6, play d4 and then take with your knight. But if they defend with knight c6, take with the knight now and then d4. Yes. But what if they go here? Don't panic, this is the Max Lange defense. I suggest bishop c4. If they play the copycat variation, play queen g4. And if they go g6, play queen f3 and threaten here. Or if instead of pushing their g-pawn they try to defend it with queen f6, attack their queen with a knight, and then this, and then here, and then it's trapped. And your victory is at hand. And if they don't play the copycat variation, play d3 and look to castle on the king side. What if they go here? Ah, the Falkbeer variation. I'd play f4, the Vienna Gambit. What if they accept? Play e5, attacking the knight. If the coward retreats, play knight f3 to cover these, and then d4. Your bishop can recapture here if needed. If instead they defend their knight with queen e7 pin, play queen e2. You can take their knight if it doesn't retreat. But what if they decline the Vienna Gambit? Yes, if they defend themselves with d6, I'd play knight f3. Then if they play knight c6, pin it with the bishop and get your d-pawn in the game. If they don't play knight c6, play bishop c4, then get your d-pawn in the game. Yeah, if they defend themselves with knight c6, play f takes e5. If they take back with their knight, play d4 and then maybe e5. And what if they play d5? Well said, my friend. This is indeed the Vienna Gambit main line. I'd play f takes e5. Here, if their knight takes on e4, play the Paulsen attack of queen f3. Should they take your queenside knight, recapture with the d-pawn and look to castle queenside. Or if they play knight c6, pin it with the bishop, and if they play f5, look for knight e2 and then d4. Then what? Then play chess. e4? Then what? Well, I'm rather underqualified to answer such a thing, but a very common response here would be c5, the Sicilian Defense. I'd suggest playing c3, the Alapin. But what if they go here? Yes, this is the Alapin main line. I would play e takes d5. If they recapture with their queen, this is called the Barmen defense. Here, play it cool with knight f3. Should they pin with bishop g4, unpin with the bishop, and kick it with the pawn. And if they don't pin your knight on f6, play knight a3 and bishop c4 to attack the queen. But what if they go here? Without question, I would push the pawn to e5, attacking the knight. And if they go to knight d5, I'd play d4 and knight f3. But what if they go here? Ah, the Sicilian saber-tooth. I'll have to call it that, you see. Yes. That'll get an Italian response. Knight f3 and bishop c4. And here? Ah, a silly Sicilian early queen pounce. This too gets an Italian response. What if they go here? That's a d4. And if you can, play d takes c5. If they then play d5, look for f3 and b4 to rebuild your pawn structure. And what if they go here? That's a d4. If they take the d-pawn, replace with c takes d4, develop normally, all is well. Also, if before or after the d-pawn exchange, they should play d5, then take it, because the centre. Well, what if they go here? That's a d4. If they play d5, take it, because the centre. Then if they take back with the pawn, get the kingside bishop into the field, play knight f3 and castle. But should they recapture with the queen, play the short, keep the bishop on the second rank. Well, what if they go here? My dear friend, that's a d4. As will be familiar, if they take your d-pawn, recapture with the c-pawn. If they play d5, take it, because the centre. Looking for knight f3, bishop c4, and castling kingside. Oh, but what if they go here? Fret not, that's a g4 too. They're trying to play the Sicilian dragon. Oh, that sounds scary. Not remotely. If they take the d-pawn, retake with your c-pawn. If they don't play d5, play knight f3 first, and then play d5 yourself. And then what? Then play chess. e4? Then what? Well, I don't know why you're asking me. I'm as mad as a frog in a waistcoat. But a common response here is d5, the Scandinavian defense. One should always show 'em the Viking and play e takes d5. They'll probably take back with their queen, in which case play knight c3. But what if they go here? Yes, this is the main line. I'd play d4, knight f3, and look to castle kingside. Should they pin your knight with bishop g4, kick it with h3. Or should they play bishop f5, play knight e5, preparing a brave g4. One thing to watch out for, though. If after queen a5 they play e5, then take it. It's the Viking way. And should their queen recapture, block with the bishop, and then kick it with knight f3 and castle kingside. Or if they go here? Ah yes, if the queen steps back one, this is the Gubinsky melts. Myself, I'd play d4, knight f3, and get the kingside bishop out. And then look to castle short, or play a defensive h3. Because, if they snipe your kingside knight, I suggest recapture with the queen and castle long, because this house has a horse. But what if they go here? Ah, the Scandinavian homecoming queen. As before, really, I'd play d4, knight f3, get the kingside bishop out, and look to castle short. Even if the kingside knight does get sniped. h3 is now a reactive move, look for d5 if possible. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah. Yes, what if they don't recapture with the queen? Yeah. Well, if after we show them the Viking, they play knight f6, this is the modern variation. I'm afraid it's best to leave our brave warrior on d5 hanging for now, and play d4. And if they capture our warrior on d5, defend the centre with knight f3, and then attack the knight with the explosive c4. And then get your kingside bishop out, and look to castle short. But what if they go here? Ah, yes. Ignoring our hero and attacking the queen with bishop g4. This is the Portuguese variation. I'd say bite back with the bishop. Should they take, recapture with the queen, and then send in the cavalry. Yeah, but what if they go here? If their blasted queen takes our valiant hero on d5 now, then we're transposed to the Scandinavian mainline we just spoke about. Do you remember? Surely you do. It starts knight c3. Then what? Then play chess. e4? Then what? Well, I don't know why you're asking me. My elo is as low as a mole's toes. But a common response here is e6. I would take the centre with d4, and if they play d5, this is known as the French defense. One should always advance with e5. By far the most common response here is for them to attack your d-pawn with c5. Here, get connect 4 with c3. But what if they go here? And play the obvious counter knight f3. But what if they go here? Yes, if their queen comes out to queen b6, ready to fence or counter with a3. But what if they go here? Well, if the kingside knight tries to squeeze out with knight h6, take it with the bishop and ruin their pawn structure. And supposing they go here, like? Now, if they c takes d4, back at you with c takes d4 yourself. One caveat, if I may. Should their queen come to queen b6 without them adding knight c6, then play the short. Now, let's you and me discuss. After we play the advanced variation of e5, instead of attacking, should our opponent play something like b6, still get connect 4 with c3? And what if they go here? Yes, if their queen ominously steps forward one with queen d7, then prepare for a potential flank war with a4, and maybe later h4 too. And what if they go here? Charging the queenside flank with a5, I would castle kingside quickly. And now, my good friend, there's more to look at here. I can only imagine. Yeah, see, they may not play the French defense at all. If after we play d4, they may respond with c5. Known as the Franco Sicilian Defense, we still play c3, we just don't get connect 4. And what if they go here? Retake with the c-pawn, look for e5, and send in the cavalry. But what if they go here? If they play d5 here, this transposes into one of the Alapin Sicilian sidelines. Somebody should really make a video. Well, I believe taking the centre, kingside bishop out, knight f3, and castle kingside. And what if they play the egg? Ah, you kids today. Take the centre, play knight c3, push the d-pawn, take with the d-pawn, trade queens, and then attack their king with bishop g5 check. And what if they go that there e6, b6 like? Yes, like a mirrored King's Indian defence. Wisdom suggests develop quickly, apply pressure, take space. Then what? Then play chess. e4, then what? I'm not sure why you're asking me. I'm vehemently inebriated. That said, should you see them play c6, take the centre with d4. If they then play d5, this is known as the Caro-Kann Defense. I suggest advancing with e5. What if they go here? Bishop f5, the advanced Caro-Kann main line. I'd play the short variation. Knight f3, bishop e2, castle kingside. Though, should they move their bishop again to bishop g4, attacking our kingside knight, do cover it with the other knight, knight b to d2. It really is a sterling chap, that knight. Should they throw in bishop b4 check, block with c3, and then castle kingside? What if they go here? Yeah, c5, known as the Botvinnik Karl's defense. I wouldn't stand for that. Take it with d takes c5. Should they attack e5 with their knight, defend with our knight. Should they play e6, opening their bishop, I would play bishop e3 defending. And should they attack our kingside knight with bishop g4, defend with knight d2. It really is a sterling chap. But lastly, of course, should they bring their queen out early with queen a5 check, block with c3, for we must allow their queen to take on c5. But then we attack with bishop e3. But what if they go here? Yes, queen b6, that's the Dreyev defense. Plug the whole way to checkable with knight c3, and then look to play the short. But what if they go here? Stop that knight from advancing with c3, and then get your pieces developed and look for queen b3. But what if they go here? Well, to g6, I would start an attack on the queen side, begin with c4, and then get your queenside knight and bishop out. Should they defend our c4 attack on d5 with a bishop, then attack the bishop with c takes d5, and then again with knight c3. Now, my friends, I really should say, if they caro, right, and they don't con, right, then play chess. e4, then what? That's why you're asking me. I'm as loco as a yo-yo for a dodo. That said, they may play d6, the Pirc defense. I would take the centre with d4. And if they play knight f6, play the obvious counter, knight c3. But what if they go here? It looks like they're playing the King's Indian defense. I'd play the Austrian attack of f4 and knight f3. And then, if they castle, play e5, the Unzicker attack. Though instead of castling, if they play c5, known as the dragon formation, then take it. And then you really mustn't allow their queen any space on the board, even if that means trading our own queen. But what if they go here? Well, if it looks like they're going to fianchetto on the queen side instead, throw in bishop d3 to cover e4. And then play the Austrian attack of f4 and knight f3. Well, what if they go here? Yeah, if they play c6, this is the Czech defense. I would play half the Austrian with f4, but then look for bishop d3 to cover e4, and also look for e5. And what if they go here? Knight b to d7, yes, this is known as the lion defense. When facing a lion, I suggest you'll need both your knights and then the attack bishop of bishop c4. But what if they go here? The King's Indian defence was a bluff. They're going to fight for the centre after all. Well, if e5, then no f4. it may as well play knight f3, and then also get the attack bishop of bishop c4. While I think of it, my good man, they may not go into the king's Indian defence at all. After you play d4, they may play g6, like a Pirc into a modern defence. But even if this doesn't transpose into a king's Indian defence, play the Austrian attack. Knight c3, f4, knight f3. As you know, we've barely scratched the surface. My colleague here knows more.
Well, I don't know about that, sir, but I would say, after we take the centre as d4, they may play e5. This is known as the Maroczy defence. I like to call it the reverse Philidor. Here I play knight f3, attacking and defending.
But what if they go here?
Well, if they take on d4, recapture with a knight, known as the exchange variation. From there, I suggest you develop your knights, and then bishops, and look to castle kingside. Unless the sneaky rascal fianchettos on the king's side, known as the Larsen variation, and gets knight f6. Here we need to defend the g4 square with h3.
Well, what if they go here?
Well, if their queen gets out of a potential pawn pin with queen e7, here play knight c3, bishop c4, and look to castle kingside.
But what if they go here?
Ah yes, known as the Tartakower defence. Play bishop c4 and look to castle kingside. From there, maybe look for attacking f7 or d takes e5.
Well, what if they go here?
Righto, knight f6, the Nimzowitch variation. Could well transpose into the lion defence. And what was it you said, sir? When facing a lion, you'll need both knights.
And bishop c4.
Indeed.
What if they go here?
Yes, now f5, this is the reverse Philidor Countergambit. Play d takes e5, for the centre. Now pay attention here. If they play f takes e4, play knight g5. And should they expose their queen with d takes e5, trade queens, and then look for knight f7 check. Hello.
But what if they go here?
If they play bishop g4, this is the Blackburne Gambit. I would accept with d takes e5. Should they immediately take your kingside knight, recapture with the queen. And if not, keep attacking with e takes d6. I think that's the full extent of my wisdom there, sir.
Marvellous input, my friend. You reminded me, actually, after we play d4, they may play knight d7, known as the Antal defence. Now this may well transpose into the Tartakower or lion defence, so play knight f3 and bishop c4. And if they open their queen by moving their e-pawn, play bishop g5. Yeah? Then what? Then play chess. e4? Then what? I'm quite ill-suited to advise here, but you may see them play g6, known as the modern defence. Here I'd take the centre with d4. The main line of which is for them to play bishop g7, to which we opt for knight f3. What if they go here? Should they play d6, this could transpose into the king's Indian defence. I'd play bishop c4, the bishop attack. Then, against most moves, honour the QE2 and look to castle short. What if they go here? That doesn't amuse QE2. We're going to castle short and get our rook to the e-file. But what if they go here? Then take that preposterous excuse for a c-pawn immediately. And if they then play queen a5 check, then block with our majestic c-pawn, and look out for queen b3, lining up with the bishop. But what if they go here? b6 suggests they're going to fianchetto on the queen side as well. And here I suggest you get castled and play knight c3. There's more, if I may. Aye, but after knight f3, you see, they may not play d6. Aye, but you may see them play c5, like the modern into the Sicilian defense. It's known as the Pterodactyl defense. Here gets your second knight into the field. The theory here suggests to be defensive, to take back rather than take. But you look for bishop e3. And should they play knight f6, let them have it with e5. But what if... Yes? They don't go here. Yes, instead of fianchettoing on the king's side, they could play c6. Yes, known as the Gurgenidze variation, I believe. Like black can't decide between the modern and Caro-Kann defense. Myself here, I would play the Austrian attack. Knight c3, f4, and knight f3. But if they go here, then push past with e5. And then what? Then play chess.
e4. Then what?
And perhaps not the best person to ask. My mind, you see, is as frazzled as a fried fraggle. Though if they begin with their queenside knight, play the obvious counter knight f3. Opposing their knight is known as the Nimzowitch defense declined.
But what if they go here?
Yes, if they play d5, you're in Scandinavian territory. Take it with e takes d5, and if they take back with their queen, attack with knight c3. Though, if their knight retreats or comes to knight b4, then play c4 and look for queen a4 check.
But what if they go here?
Well, if they opt for d6 instead, this is known as a Williams variation. Take the centre with d4. So they then play e5, push past with d5, attacking the knight. Though, should they instead play knight f6, respond with the opposing knight c3. Now, my friend, it's worth mentioning they may begin with their kingside knight. Known as the Alapin defense, I would push and attack with e5.
But what if they go here?
If the knight runs to the middle of the board, I would bully it with our pawns. Yes, you see.
But what if they go here?
If the knight retreats, play d4. It's like you've had 2 free moves. Now, they may not begin with a knight move at all.
Yeah, what if they go here?
Yes, b6, known as the Owens defense, I believe. I would take the centre with d4, and then look for knights out and bishop c4.
But what if they go here?
Oh yes, f5, known as the Zhuravlev Gambit. I would take it with e takes f5. Now focus now. If they don't cover the h5 square with a pawn or a knight, then play queen h5 check.
But what if they go here?
Well, that's an outright blunder. Play bishop takes b5.
Then what?
Then, and for anything unfamiliar, follow the guiding principles. Knights before bishops, look for pins, castle before opening the centre, look for checks and attacks for yourself, and then for your opponent. Take space, apply pressure, target weakness, and try to checkmate their king. Or to put it another way, my friend, then play chess.